Oh, hello. I almost didn't see you there. This is Bivcrow. Hey, question for you. Do your manuals look like they were chewed up, spit out, and thrown around by your mother-in-law? Well, good news for you. On today's episode of Curating a Collection, we're going to make this minty. Here we go! Okay. Hopefully the camera doesn't fall. I've got it positioned. Well, I'll show you at the end of the video. It's kind of funny. I am literally improvising this. Okay, so as I've said in my previous episode of Curating a Collection, one of the things you should really know if you're serious about game collecting or taking care of your game collection, ironing. Now, this is a pretty messed up Sega Master System game manual. It's for California games. There is no writing, so luckily that's actually okay. But this is definitely an eyesore. Now, the problem is, if I went ahead and I was to fold it out and throw something on it, it would still show wrinkles. As a matter of fact, if this were like a NES manual or something like that, even after doing the technique that I'm about to show you, there's other advanced techniques on restoring those manuals, but we'll get into that in another episode. But these are for non-glossed manuals, like whether it's system manuals or something like that, like a lot of the paper type feelies that came in the boxes, or in this case, the Sega Master System manual. So as you can see, we're pretty wrinkled up here. Now, also in a future episode of Curating Your Collection, I'm going to get into these, but I'm sure a lot of you already know, if you're into major, game collecting, you already know that manual and box protectors are vital for preserving your games. Okay, so I've got my iron here. And this technique has worked for me every single time without any issue. I'm going ahead and I'm putting this up. Now, your iron's going to be different, but in my iron, this is at a 5 out of 7, just on the cusp of where it would steam. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to start by hand. I'm going to fold these little bends out one by one. Okay, and then I'm going to hold them down like that when I'm done. And by doing so, it's going to make my job a lot easier, because then when we apply the steam and the heat, all I'm going to have to worry about then is the actual steam and heat. I won't have to worry about these popping up. Okay, so that part is now done. All right, now, this is I'm left-handed. This is very awkward for me, but to try to get it on camera, I really don't want to burn myself. Oh, dear diary. This is what happens, man. I'm putting my life at risk here, so if you like this, please show me a like. No, seriously. Subscribe, like. I'm new to YouTube, and not too many people are throwing themselves out of the bus like this. Trying not to... I'm literally left-handed. Okay, anyways. Here we go. We're going to do one quick swoop with the steam. Then I'm going to let it up. I'm going to lower the heat. And then I'm going to go over it for a little bit. Okay? So here we go. And on this one, I press. Here we go. And the steam is now applied. We're going to go ahead and lower that. And now I can actually switch hands. And it's all dependent. You got to do tests. Or I should say, you've got to do tests. My mother was an English teacher for 37 years. She'd probably be rolling over in her apartment if she knew I said that. Anyways, you've got to do tests to make sure that you're doing the right amount for your manuals and your boxes. My best suggestion, if you haven't done this before, is to go ahead and consider using something that is similar in texture but not the same. Okay, so here we go. We got that one good to go. Also in the future, I will show you guys about removing stains and stuff like that. Because I know like a lot of people liked my repairing your box video I did, but not everybody understood the techniques. Because I couldn't actually hold the camera at the time. You know, I'm learning, obviously. You know, it didn't show the full effect. I just kind of did cuts to it because it was kind of hard to do both at once. Anyways, as you can see, I'm just doing the final touches right now. The manual is pretty much unkinked at this point. I'm sure you can even see light from there to here. And I'm sure some of you saw that I did switch to going actually onto the manual. But keep in mind, I even lowered it more. I don't know if you saw that in the video, but I lowered the heat even more. And, you know, the problem when it's wet is it has a tendency to curl. That's why you want to quickly switch over and just, you know, I'm letting it sit for a second. And you just want to let it quickly try to dry. And that's also why I use the paper towels. You see all of it's absorbed there. Anyhow, this curls a little, okay, but the bends are actually gone. It's just curling because it's, you know, because of the steam and everything. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this nice little baggie, and this is something I purchased specifically for my Sega Master System manuals. This is made for them. Oh, I hope this one actually fits, because it's kind of a thicker one. That's what she said. Anyways, yeah. My wife is upstairs. She'd kill me. She'd be like, don't be saying that on the internet! Alright, anyways. Here we go. And it's kind of like a thing. You gotta do this like just right. It takes a second. Hold on. I'm trying to show you all the final reveal. Okay. I'll get it right eventually. There you go. Ta-da! And basically, because it's still kind of, you know, softening and kind of cooling down, when the paper finally dries, well, and it finally cools down to room temp, it'll be nice and straight. So I turned a pretty wrecked, beat-up manual into something nice again. This is Bivcrow with Mancave Museum signing out. And if you like what I did today, please consider dropping me a like and a subscribe. And if you didn't, tell your enemies so they can watch the crap you just had to sit through. Take it easy. Peace.